Hello, everybody. So we're going to start with lesson 1.9 today, uh, problem solving using multiplication and division. And we're on page 39 of the 5th grade Go Math textbook. And so our essential question today is, how can we use the strategy solve a simpler problem to help you solve a division problem? Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the unlock the problem. So Mark works at an animal shelter. To feed 9 dogs, Mark empties 18-ounce cans of dog food into a large bowl. If he divides the food equally among the dogs, how many ounces of food will each dog get? Okay, so use the graphic organizer to help you solve the problem. So we know he needs to feed 9 dogs. He has 18-ounce cans of dog food. And he's going to divide the food equally among the dogs. So how many ounces of food will each dog get? What do I need to find? I need to find how many ounces of food each dog will get. So again, you'll remember that what the part where it says, what do I need to find? That's always the question, right? So we're just using it straight from the question that's being asked. How many ounces of food will each dog get? All right, what information do I need to use? I need to use the number of cans of food. There were 18 cans of food. And the number of ounces in each can. There are 18 ounces in each can. And then the number of dogs that need to be fed. So there's 3 things I need to know. The number of cans, the number of ounces in each can, and then the number of dogs that need to be fed. So how can we use this information? Well, I can multiply to first find the total number of ounces. Okay, we need to know how many total ounces he opened in those 8 cans. Okay, then I can solve a simpler problem to divide that total by 9. Okay, so we're going to use multiplication and division. Now, so how do we actually solve, or how can we actually solve this problem? So let's first multiply to find the total number of ounces of dog food. And so we have 18 times 8. Well, 18 times 8 ones is basically what we're doing, right? 8 times 8 is 64 ones. We'll regroup that as 6 tens and 4 ones. And 8 times 1 is 8, plus the 6 regroup tens, 14. So 14 tens, or 144 ounces of dog food. Now, we're going to take those 144 ounces and we're going to divide by 9. So now this is where we get into the divide by a simpler problem. So 90 plus, we're looking at the factors of 9. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, so on, okay? So what they're suggesting is take the 144 and let's make it into 2 smaller division problems. Well, 90 divided by 9, that's easy, right? That's just 10. But if I take 90 from 144, I still need to add that missing part because I can't change the value of the 144. It still has to, the sum still has to equal it. So if I take 90 away from 144 to make that part easier to divide, I can't take 9 from 4, so I'm going to regroup from the hundreds. And 14 take away 9 is 54. 14 take away 9 is 5/10. So 90 plus 54 is 144. So what we're basically saying is we have two smaller division problems rather than 144 divided by 9. Is dividing 144 by 9 difficult? Not really. But we're getting into the idea of if I had a difficult or larger value number, that I can break it up into two smaller division problems. So 90 divided by 9 and 54 divided by 9. Remember, if we add those two back together, it's 144. So we can divide both of those add-ins by 9. 90 divided by 9, 10. 54 divided by 9 is 6. So now just add your partial quotients, and we get 16. So each dog gets 16 ounces of food. Go to page 40. Let's try another problem. All right, so we have Michelle is building shelves for her room. She has a plank that's 137 inches long that she wants to cut into 7 shelves of equal length. The plank has jagged ends, so she will start by cutting 2 inches off each end. How long will the shelf be? Well, let's see. We need to know that the plank is 137 inches long. She wants to make 7 shelves, and she's going to cut 2 inches off each end. So how long will each shelf be? What do I need to find? I need to find the length of 7 equal-sized shelves. All right. What information do we need then? Well, we need to start with the amount that's going to be cut off. Okay, the amount of wood that's going to be cut off each end. We also will need to know the number of shelves. And the total length of the remaining plank. Okay, so let's review what we got so far. What do I need to find? We underline the part that says, how long will each shelf be? So that's what I have to find. So what is the length of 7 equal-sized shelves? What information do I need? I need to know the amount of wood that's going to be cut off each end. It says that there's 2 inches going to be cut off each end. The number of shelves, they're going to make 7 shelves. And then after I cut off the 2 inches off each end, how much of the wood plank is remaining to use for the 7 shelves? So how will you use this information? Well, first, I will subtract 2 inches from each side. 2 inches from each side of the plank. Right. So first, subtract the 2 inches from both ends. And then you can solve a simpler problem by dividing. We're going to solve a simpler problem to divide that amount by 7. Okay, so what are the actual steps? So this is our actual problem. 137, take away 2, take away 2. Or 137, take away 4. Because we're taking 2 inches off of each end of the plank. So if I cut off 2 inches off one side, now I'm at 135, and I still have to cut off 2 inches from the other side, I'd be at 133. Or if I just say, okay, well, if there's 2 inches on this side and 2 inches on this side, that's a total 4 inches. So 137 take away 4, no matter what, I'm still at 133. All right, so the length of our board is 133 inches. I need to then make 7 shelves out of that. Well, again, 133 divided by 7 is not a very difficult division problem. But we can make it an even easier problem by splitting the 133 into 2 smaller add-ins. So let's make 2 simpler division problems. So the multiples of 7, right? We know our multiples of 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. Okay. So what can we do? Well, I like the 70. That seems like a nice number. So 70 plus what is 133? 70 plus what is 133? Well, 133, take away 70, leaves me 63. Well, 63 is also a multiple of 7. So we have 70 plus 63 divided by 7. So our 2 smaller division problems are 70 divided by 7 plus 63 divided by 7. All right, what's 70 divided by 7? 10, right? And what's 63 divided by 7? 9. So we add those together. Each shelf is 19 inches long. Now, I obviously wrote this all out. If I truly wanted to make this an easier problem, I'd say 133. Okay, so if I take 70 from 133, that leaves me 63. 70 divided by 7 is 10. 10 plus 63 divided by 7 is 9. 10 plus 9, 19. Okay, so the breaking it into a smaller problem is actually something that we can do with mental math. All right, page 41. So to make concrete mix, Monica pours 34 pounds of cement, 68 pounds of sand, 14 pounds of small pebbles, and 19 pounds of large pebbles into a large wheelbarrow. If she pours the mixture into 9 equal-sized bags, how much will each bag weigh? Okay, well, we got a lot of information here. We have 34 pounds of cement. We have 68 pounds of sand, 14 pounds of pebbles, and 19 pounds of large pebbles. So we're mixing that all together. And we're going to pour that into 9 equal-sized bags. How much will each bag weigh? All right. So first, let's find the total weight of the mixture. What do we do to find the total weight? We just add, right? So we have 34 plus 68 plus 14 plus 19. 34 plus 68 plus 68 is 102. 8 plus 4 is 12. Regroup as 1 10 and 2 ones. 6 tens plus 3 tens is 9 tens, plus 1 more is 10 tens, or 100. Plus 14 and 19. 9 and 4 is 13. Regroup that as 3, so 133 plus 102. 135. Okay, so we have 135 pounds, and we need to break that into 9 equal bags. Well, if I'm doing my nines, what multiple of 9 is close to 135 without going over? That's easy to do. Well, 9 times 10 is 90, right? So if I take 90 from 135, what does that leave us? That leaves us 45. Well, 9 times 5 is 45. That's pretty easy. Okay, so we're breaking it up, breaking 135 into 90 plus 45. And we're going to divide both of those by 9. 90 divided by 9 plus 45 divided by 9. 90 divided by 9 is 10. And 45 divided by 9 is 5. So 10 plus 5, 15. Each bag weighs 15 pounds. Number 2, what if Monica pours the mixture into 5 equal-sized bags? How much will each bag weigh? Well, the weight didn't change. We still have 135, but this time we're dividing by 5. Well, what multiple of 5 gets us close to 135? Well, 5 times 10, that's not really close. I can get a lot closer by using 20. So yes, let's use 2 multiples of 10 and times it by 5. So what I'm saying is 135. Let's break that into 100 plus 35 divide by 5. So what is 100 divided by 5? And what is 35 divided by 5? Well, 5 times 20 is 100. And 5 times 7 is 35. So if she did that, each bag would be 27 pounds. Number 3, Taylor's building doghouses to sell. Each doghouse requires 3 full sheets of plywood, which Taylor cuts into new shapes. The plywood is shipped in bundles of 14 full sheets. How many doghouses can Taylor make from 12 bundles of plywood? All right, so let's see. Each doghouse, 3 sheets. So if I make one doghouse, I need 3 sheets of plywood. But they come in packages of 14 full sheets. Taylor bought 12 bundles. So we got a couple things we need to do here. We need to figure out how many total sheets of plywood he has. So he bought 12 bundles, and there's 14 full sheets in each bundle. So we need to multiply 14 and 12. 12 times 4 ones is 48 ones. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. So 48 ones. And again, I'm just showing you what I'm doing when the steps I'm using for multiplying by 2-digit numbers with regrouping. And then we have 12 times 110. Well, 12 times 110 is just 12 tens, or 120. So we have 168 sheets of plywood, divide by 3. All right, so how many multiples of 10 do we want to multiply by 3 to get close to 168? Well, 3 times 10 is 30. That's not very close. 3 times 20, that's 60. 3 times 30 is 90. 3 times 40 is 120. 3 times 3 times 50 is 150. 3 times 6 is 180. Okay, so 3 times 60 is too much, but 3 times 50 works. So we're going to break up the 168 into 150 and 18. Okay, so all I did was break up a 168 into 2 smaller numbers, and we're going to divide both of those numbers by 3. Okay, so 150 divided by 3 plus 18 divided by 3. Okay, so we already said 3 times 50 is 150, and 3 times 6 is 18. Add those together, we get 56. So he could make 56 dog houses. Number 4. Eileen is planting a garden. She has seeds for 60 tomato plants, 55 sweet corn plants, and 21 cucumber plants. She plants them in 8 rows, with the same number of plants in each row. How many seeds are planted in each row? Well, we have 60 tomato, 55 sweet corn, and 21 cucumber plants, put in 8 rows. How many seeds are planted in each row? So we need to add first. So we're going to go 60 plus 55 plus 21, and we're going to divide that total by 8. So what is 60 plus 55 plus 21? Well, 5 ones plus 1 1 is 6 ones. 6 tens plus 5 tens is 11 tens, plus 2 more is 13 tens, or 130, plus the 6 ones, 136. Divide by 8. So what can we break 136 into to make 2 smaller problems, 2 easier division problems? Well, 8 times 8, 8 times 10 is 80. So if we break 136 into 80 plus 56, how did I get 56? Because in my head I subtracted 80 from 136, and that gave me 56. Okay, we're going to divide each of those by 8. 80 divided by 8 plus 56 divided by 8. 80 divided by 8 is 10. 56 divided by 8 is 7. So 17 seeds in each row. Okay, let's move on to page 42. Number 5. Starting on day 1 with 1 jumping jack, Keela doubles the number of jumping jacks she does every day. How many jumping jacks will Keela do on day 10? Well, okay, so we have 10 days, right? So we could use a table. Okay, days, day 1, day 2, day 3, so on, and jumping jacks. All right, so starting on day one jumping jack. She doubles that amount every day. Well, what's twice 1? 2. What's twice 2? 4. What's twice 4? 8. What's twice 8? 16. What's twice 16? 32. 16 times 2? 32. 32 times 2? 64. 64 times 2? 128. So why am I multiplying all of these by 2? Because it says double it, right? So 2 times. 128 times 2? 256. And so day 10 would be 256 times 2. So 12, regroup that as 110 and 2 ones. 2 times 5 is 10, plus the regroup 10 is 11 tens. Regroup that as 100 and 110. 2 times 200 is 400, plus 1 more is 5. So 512 jumping jacks on day 10. Okay. Number 6, starting in the blue square, how many different ways can you draw a line that passes through every square without picking up your pencil or crossing a line you've already drawn? Show the ways. All right, so there's multiple ways you do this. So you just choose the blue square and start somewhere. So if I start here and I go up those, around, down here, okay, so I've gone through all the boxes except the last 2. So if I turn left and come up, I've gone through all the squares, right? So it says, can you draw a line that passes through every square without picking up your pencil? Okay, so that's one way. Well, to keep going, technically, I guess we got to redraw the square, or I guess you could use a different color. But it's only 3 rows of 3, so it's not a big deal. All right. So again, let's start with the blue square. And what can we do that's different than that one? Or is there no other way to do it? So let's see, come up, over, and down. Okay, so we've gone here without picking it up, so I can go that way. Let's see if there's another way. I'm going to go this way this time. Yeah, we can go that way. Up, around, just like that, like kind of like a cursive V. Up, around, back up. That's 4 ways. Like an S. Let's see. How about go there, around, up, to the end, and down. Okay, that one's different than what any of the other ones I've done. Let's keep going. Is there any more? We're just kind of guessing and checking, right? Let's see, start here, go up one, go over, down, over, up, over. So I get up, around, and finish there. That looks different than any of the other ones I've done. Okay. I think I'm running out of ways. So let's see, we've gone here, here, on here, and then over. Started at the bottom and gone. Over. Okay. Oh, is that it? Oh, oh no, I did that one. So let's see. This, up, over, down, over, up. Oh yeah, that works. I can't think of any others. So if you can come up with more, good for you. I came up with eight. So 8 ways. All right. Number 7. On April 11th, Millie bought a lawnmower with a 50-day guarantee. If the guarantee begins on the date of purchase, what is the first day on which the mower will no longer be guaranteed? Okay, first day that the lawnmower will no longer be guaranteed. So we're at April 11th. Okay, so if April 11th is the first day, so that means April 10th wasn't valid. So from the 10th on, how many days are there in April? Would be 20 more days. So April 11th to April 30th equals 20 days. And now we have 30 more days because it's good for 50 days. So April ends on the 30th, so May 1st starts a new month to May 30th would be 30 days. So that would be our 50 days. But it doesn't say the last day of the guarantee. It says the first day on which the mower will no longer be guaranteed. So it's good up to May 30th. But on May 31st, day 51, it's no longer good. So May 31st. All right, number 8. The teacher of a jewelry making class had a supply of 236 beads. Her students used 29 beads to make earrings, 63 beads to make bracelets. They used the remaining beads to make necklaces with 6 beads on each necklace. How many necklaces will students make? All right, so they had 236 beads. They used 29 already, and then 63 more. They will use the remaining beads to make necklaces with 6 beads. All right, so we started with 236 beads. Right off, they used 29 for earrings. So we don't have those anymore. Can't take 9 from 6, so regroup. 16 take away 9 is 7. 2 take away 2 tens is 0. So we have 207 beads left. But they also use 63 beads to make bracelets. So 7 take away 3 is 4. Can't take 6 from 0, so we'll regroup. 10 take away 6 is 4. All right, so we have 144 beads to share, or 144 beads, and we're going to share those with necklaces that have 6 beads on them. So I can break 144 into 2 smaller division problems. 144 is the same as 120 plus 24. Why did I go to 120? Because 6 times 20 is 120. And if I take 120 from 144, that leaves me with 24. Okay, so 120 divided by 6 plus 24 divided by 6. 120 divided by 6 is 20. 24 divided by 6 is 4. That gives us 24 necklaces. And the last question. Susan is making 8 casseroles. She uses 9 cans of beans. Each can is 16 ounces. If she divides the beans equally among 8 casseroles, how many ounces of beans will be in each casserole? Well, that's our question. She wants to make 8 casseroles. Each can is 16 ounces, and she uses 9 cans. So first, 16 times 9. That'll tell us how many ounces of beans. 16 times 9 ones is 54, 144 ones. Because 9 times 6 is 54. Regroup that as 5 tens and 4 ones. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 5 more is 144. And we're going to take those 144 ounces and divide by 8 casseroles. Well, okay. I'm going to take 80 away from 144. because 8 times 10 is 80. That leaves me 64. So 80 plus 64 divided by 8. Divide each of the addends by 8. 80 divided by 8 plus 64 divided by 8. 80 divided by 8 is 10. 64 divided by 8 is 8. So they can make 18. They'll use 18 ounces of beans in each casserole. So that's it for lesson 1.9. In our next lesson, we're going to be talking about numerical expressions. So until then, I will see you soon.